Albuquerque. It's so good to see everyone out here at Manzano Mesa Complex, and we've got some really exciting news, and you've seen it already, but want to take a couple of minutes to say thank you to some people. And I want to start by saying thank you to the pickleball community that's come out in huge numbers. Yeah. That's great. I'm Rob Perry. I'm the Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Albuquerque, really the city manager. And I'm here on behalf of Mayor Barry, and with me is Councilor Don Harris, whose district we're doing this great facility in, and he's been instrumental in it. And we have some folks that I want to introduce. Joyce Montoya from the Albuquerque Ambassador to USA Pickleball is with us, and she's been instrumental. There's Joyce. Right. And also Larry Light, who's the district ambassador for USA Pickleball, and they're going to talk in a couple minutes. A couple of folks that I think are absolutely, need to be recognized for this are the folks that built it and designed it. And when we look at this facility, it's really amazing, and I'll talk a little bit more about detail. But Will Moses and Brian Verando, who with Morrow, Reardon, Wilkinson, and Miller, they're the designers and the senior landscape architects for this facility. And Robert Cohen from Robert Cohen Company is actually the builder, and he actually has built some really great facilities within the state of New Mexico, hard sports surfaces for Santa Fe, up in Santa Fe and here in Albuquerque. He actually built our Mondo track that we run the track season downtown in, and it's actually known as being one of the fastest tracks for track and field athletes in the United States. So we really have a gem in the individual, a national leader that built this facility. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. Yep. So today we're cutting the ribbon on the new pickleball courts. That's awesome. The city's first exclusive pickleball complex. And I want to just take a second to talk about what Barbara was telling me, Taylor from Parks and Rec, who's the director, and Matt Wellen and David Flores, who's the design team leader on this from internal Parks and Rec, and a whole host of other folks that were really instrumental in this at the city end. But it was a collaboration. Barbara was approached by the local pickleball community probably 2.5 years ago or so. And she said, there's this movement afoot in Albuquerque. We got this great population that loves to be recreational, get out, and there's this new game that we're really seeing expand and proliferate here in Albuquerque, as well as around the Southwest and other places in the United States. And we asked her, well, what's that? And she said, it's pickleball. Of course, yeah. And the next thing, it kind of took off on its own. Councilor Harris was kind of courting us at the mayor's office and at DMD and Parks and Rec, saying it's taken off and it's just really booming. It's a great recreational activity. It's a great quality of life activity, and we'd like to do it big here in Albuquerque, and I'd like to do it big here at Manzano Mesa. And it was funny because I remembered these Monday night city council meetings we have that go till literally 5 minutes of midnight last week, and we were talking about pickleball, and everybody was looking at him like he had 3 heads. It's like we're building a softball complex out on the west side, community stadium with APS. We partnered in that. We have big parks all over, and pickleball was something that folks said, I'm not so sure. But the more that Councilor and Barbara and her staff and everybody else sold it, the more it became evident that it was a perfect fit for Albuquerque. It really is. And it's an honor to the initiative that Councilor and the pickleball community, Barbara and a lot of others took to bring this facility here to Albuquerque and to Manzano Mesa. The facility, it's actually national level. In talking with a lot of folks, the 18 courts here is probably one of the largest complexes in the United States. Our design team that I was telling you about, I said, where do you learn how to design pickleball facilities? They said, we went to Arizona and other places that had done it. And they did it big, and they bought the best of the best back here to Albuquerque. It's interesting when you look at the lighting fixtures that are up here and the LED, those are LED lightings, and they have the same amount of illumination as those high post 60-foot lights stadium lights that are over there. They use about probably a quarter, maybe less than the energy, and they throw out the same amount of illumination. The concrete that you're standing on, just fascinating to the extent of talking with the contractor, Robert Cohen. It's what's called post-tension courts. And what they do is when they go to pour the concrete, they put cables in there, steel, and they put pressure on the cables, and it uses the benefits of steel with the solidness of concrete. And really, its life expectancy is supposed to be about 50 years. It provides an incredibly balanced surface for contact and sport of the game, but also for durability and maintenance and things like that. So this isn't, this was a really top shelf, high tech, latest state-of-the-art sports facility that we have here. And I know it's going to bring a lot of enjoyment to folks. The complex is actually going to serve a fairly large state and national interest. New Mexico State Senior Games for the entire state is going to be here basically this year in 2017. But I've been active on behalf of Parks and Rec and Senior Affairs in going to Birmingham, Alabama, which is where the headquarters is for the National Senior Games. And so in 2018 and 19, we're going to have the National Senior Games here in Albuquerque. It's going to bring 25,000 people to the city of Albuquerque. It's a big, big deal. National Senior Olympic Games. 10,000 competitors, and then an additional support. It's estimated to bring in, I think, $15 million in direct spend for the economy, and it's just going to be a great event. And one of the things they want to know about was, do you have pickleball? They want to know about basketball and track and everything, but do you have pickleball? And they were very intrigued with the whole notion of this facility and our pickleball. So it really does a lot for the city of Albuquerque. And it's a big sport. There's about 2.5 million players nationwide, I'm told. It's played in 26 countries, and this is about the 50th year and anniversary. On June 3rd, we're having a citywide event, Learn to Play Pickleball, right here. We hope to expand it so that next time there's twice as many people. It's just great to have this facility here, to see the efforts that went into by everybody to get it to come to fruition. And I think the guy that probably is the spearhead of it is going to speak next, and that's Councilor Don Harris. So let's give him a big hand.
Well, thank you, Mr. Perry. And I want to thank all you. And isn't this a great day for the city of Albuquerque? It really is. And Mr. Perry spoke a little bit about how all this evolved, but I really want to thank Larry Light. Where's Larry? Hey, Larry. So Larry was really the man who was personally involved and personally driving this thing between the city council and the pickleball community. In fact, I usually don't talk about private conversations, but this one's kind of funny. Larry and I went to the same gym for a while. And so I'd see Larry in the morning, we both standing there half dressed, and he'd want to talk about pickleball. I mean, this guy just never let it go. And then after a while, I started to listen, and after a while, I started to really research pickleball. And as one thing we have to do as city leaders, and I think we all do, I think the mayor's office does and the council does, we do what Wayne Gretzky says, we skate to where the puck is going. And pickleball is where the puck is going in terms of sports recreation in this country. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the country, and what's so amazing about pickleball is the people who play pickleball are older and they're active and they love to travel. And what I've heard from talking about all these pickleball players here who travel all over the country to find nice facilities is that this facility is as good or better than any facility they've seen. And that's just amazing. That's a tribute to Albuquerque and all the great things that we do. Now this facility, why I think it's such a great day in Albuquerque is not only is it beautiful, it's functional, and we are really ahead of the curve in terms of how it's designed. I want to thank Barbara Taylor for that. I mean, when the city of Albuquerque builds something, we do it right. We really do. And this is just such a great facility. I'm just so proud of everybody who is here. I'm so proud and thankful for Larry Light and the pickleball community for letting me know where the puck is going so we could skate there and be here. And in the future, I just am so, I just look so much forward to what is going to happen here in our economy and culturally. This is a great cultural amenity for the city of Albuquerque. It's a great recreational amenity for the city of Albuquerque. And in the future, we are really leading on this issue. We have about 300 days of sunshine, and we're going to have 300 days of pickleball right here. So thanks again. I'll turn it back to Rob, and you can announce the next guest. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. Great job, Counselor. We're going to hear a little bit from Joyce Montoya and what her experience was. Please, Joyce.
Thank you. All right. Hey, all, are you guys ready for some pickleball? That's what I like to hear. As your VP, guess what? We have a lot of people to thank. So let me go over this, but I want to say one thing. You talked about the 25,000 athletes coming. 20,000 are going to be pickleballers, right? 5,000 will do the other sports, but 20 are going to do pickleball. All right, 2 years ago, many of us spoke at the city council meeting, and I was one of them. And I remember them laughing because I said, look at all these athletes. They may be seniors, but they're freaking awesome athletes. And I am still saying that today. And I'm proud of all of us that we are still out here with our tennis shoes on, ready to play today. Right, guys? So we love pickleball. But we have to thank a lot of people, our city council, our mayor, Gary Oppendahl, Councilor Harris, Councilor Gibson, Parks and Recreation, Senior Affairs, I mean, it goes on, and it's amazing that it takes all these people in this beautiful city that we call home to make a pickleball facility for us, right? Thank you for that. Pickleball started about 7 years ago with 18 players, and now you heard we have over 500. Is that not amazing? And we have all ages, guys. It's not just seniors, it's kids. And we are working to reach a lot of people, and that's where you guys come in because we have 18 courts to fill, 18 courts to have fun with. So we're counting on you guys to help us out. Don't forget that come June 3rd, that's the grand opening. We have surprises for you. We want you to buy more pickleball shirts, support your club. Go to albuquerquepickleball.com and know that I play pickleball 6 freaking days a week. I love it, and I know you guys love it, right? So big thank you, okay, for everybody's hard work. Thank you all for helping us get these wonderful facilities. And let's go pickleball!
Great job, Joyce. Great job. We're going to hear from Larry Light, who's the district ambassador to USA Pickleball. Larry, if you could say a few words. Thanks.
Hey. Well, a lot of words have already been, thank you. A lot of words have already been spoken, but I do want to thank Rob Perry on behalf of Mayor Berry, Councilor Harris, and also I want to mention that Barbara Taylor and Gary Wolf have been so instrumental in really helping us along with this whole project. If it wasn't for them, this probably wouldn't have taken place. So another thing I want to mention is that in 2017, it does mark actually the 52nd year of pickleball, the anniversary of pickleball, which was invented on Bainbridge Island near Seattle, Washington. Also would like to talk a little bit about some of the statistics on a national level. According to the Sports and Fitness Industry Association 2016 Pickleball Participants Report, pickleball has approximately 2.5 million participants right now. And out of that group, 1.5 million are called casual participants who play 1 to 7 times a year. Almost 1 million were core participants who play 8 or more times a year, which I would think almost everybody here does. We're all core, right? All right. The USAPA is a nonprofit corporation. It was originated back in 2005 and currently has over 17,000 members. There's a national board, 9 regional directors, 70 plus district ambassadors, and over 1,450 ambassadors. Throughout New Mexico, we have 17 ambassadors throughout the state, and we have close to 200 members. The USAPA website, usapa.org, has the most comprehensive places to play list in the world. New Mexico has approximately 39 places to play, including the 2 most recent outdoor facilities, which is this Manzano Mesa and Villella Park, right behind the Boys and Girls Club. Over there are 6 courts right now. They've just been finished. On the international scene, there's over 25 countries around the world, from Aruba to Thailand, playing pickleball. In October in 2015, I participated with 13 other Americans and 2 Canadians traveled to Japan, and we met, and then we traveled all throughout Japan to help to demonstrate, teach, and promote the sport of pickleball to many of the Japanese communities. The National Veterans Golden Age Games will be here in Albuquerque next summer, 2018, and will be the first time they will have pickleball as a participant sport. There are going to be 3 divisions and 5-year age categories. This year, the games are being held in Biloxi, Mississippi, where they will be introducing pickleball as an exhibition sport. This summer, the National Senior Games are being held in Birmingham, Alabama, and the pickleball registration is over 700. Albuquerque will be host to the National Senior Games, as was mentioned earlier, in 2019, and in talking with pickleball officials recently, I was told that they estimate upwards of 800 to 1,000 pickleball players to play in Albuquerque. And as the mayor's representative, Rob, mentioned earlier, that just brings in a tremendous amount of revenue. And that's really what the city is all about, looking at how to promote sports and also at how to pay for it as well. Lastly, I want to share with you that in April of this year, the first ever district high school pickleball championships were held in Surprise, Arizona, with over 100 participants from 4 high schools. 11 seasoned players, including my wife Judy and myself, helped with the tournament. The kids really enjoyed playing, and several sponsors donated balls, paddles, bags, and t-shirts. One of the students actually designed the shirt with each of the school's mascot on the front. So as you've heard, pickleball has really taken off for all ages, not just seniors. We would like to see pickleball played in the APS school system in the near future. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Larry. Well, I guess it's time. Just like in most sports, there's a time to talk and there's a time to play. And we're coming up on the time to play. It's inauguration of the first serve. I've done things which are, the typical ribbon cutting. We were the first pitch. We've done the first drive over in Paseo. Heck, we even did the first steak at Ruth Chris, the first cutting. But I've never done a first serve. And I think this is a tribute, this first serve, to everybody that's here, everybody that's been instrumental in putting this project together, and we all have a piece of this first serve. So it's time.